Word on the street is Apple TV Plus went and spent $200 million on socks, but due to a spelling error, ended up with Argylle the movie instead. That's the only explanation on how this film was picked up by anybody with that kind of price tag. The film isn't even worth $12.50 or your time.
Hey, this is shit! It's shit! Get it off me, Frost! Get it off! It's shit! It's shit!
Argylle stars Henry Cavill, who, for the sake of his own career, cannot seem to lead a film worth a damn. Mysteriously, the man who seemed to have been bred by the Hollywood gods themselves can't put asses in theater seats, can't keep people from hitting the off button on their controllers at home, and can't seem to pick a starring role in a movie worth praising. All things being equal, Cavill needs to fire his representation. They have done him no favors. Whoever his agents are may look dumb, sound dumb, be dumb, and choose dumb scripts, but they got a big heart, though it's probably dumb too. In the movie, Cavill stars as Agent Argylle, the spy within a novel written by Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, a novel I would never be caught dead with. Filled with plot holes and narrative jumps between reality and the world Argylle inhabits inside the book, there's only one word to describe this first 15 minutes: shit. It begins with Argylle sporting his signature Zoolander haircut, attempting to capture Lagrange. Lagrange is French for the barn, which, by the way, would have made a better actress for the part than Dua Lipa. She spreads her legs all over his face on the dance floor. He gets a whiff and yaks up, "What is that smell?" before dropping her. She's fingered him for Agent Argylle, and now he's in trouble. Guns are drawn. The scene is much like quicksand. The more it moves, the faster it sinks in its own stupidity. But not to worry, Argylle's just like all the other cliche spy thrillers. He's got a hacker ace up his sleeve.
Time to hack.
Before anyone can shoot Argylle, our elite hacker guardian angel opens up the fog machines, giving him enough cover to escape. Dua the barn escapes as well. They meet in the middle of a street where she unloads an entire machine gun magazine at Argylle, and she doesn't even do it boobily. Logic flatlines at this moment. This is about as enjoyable of a watch as getting a root canal while listening to a flute recital by a tone-deaf squirrel. Painful and torturous, with an added touch of absurdity. Shouldn't her and her henchmen be chasing after Argylle and not the other way around? None of the bullets hit Argylle, but one does manage to hit the angel hacker we don't care about. Argylle's forced to chase Lagrange as she winds her way downhill through a coastal Greek village. How does he chase the runaway barn? By driving over every single rooftop he can find with some of the cheesiest CGI a spelling error can buy. Even the CW would have been embarrassed by this level of technical buffoonery. At this point, you're not sure if it's satire you're watching. Even if it was, you wouldn't forgive it for this shit tier quality. Argyle's car is destroyed before he could catch Lagrange. Luckily, Argylle has more aces up his butt than David Blaine.
Would you bet the club was on the top or bottom?
I don't give a shit.
His boy Wyatt, played by John Cena, is there grabbing a coffee at the precise location Lagrange is going to drive by. He grabs her off the motorcycle too. She doesn't even offer to spread her barn doors over his face. She'd rather die, and so she does. Cut to Ellie reading this scene to a cheering audience. I think this is where we are supposed to cheer as well, but it's hard to clap when you're more entertained scratching your balls. Ever wanted to watch a recluse cat lady try and finish her novel? Yeah, me neither. 15 minutes into the movie, you can watch Ellie edit the story of Argylle in real time, which reminds me of when I was dreaming up this channel. I thought maybe I can do an educational channel on writing screenplays and other narrative formats. I immediately deemed that too boring for most people. Don't believe me? Here you can watch the process, with a budget that rivals some small South Asian countries' combined GDP, and be just as bored. But uh-oh, writer's block happens. Who could see this plot point coming? So she gets on a train to visit her mother, played by Catherine O'Hara. Sitting across from her is a real-life spy, Aidan Wilde, who suspiciously looks like Sam Rockwell, who is sometimes switched out for Henry Cavill, playing Argylle. With a blink of Ellie's eyes, they keep switching back and forth between the two until you realize one thing. She forgot her schizophrenia medication at home. What is real? What is an illusion? What the hell was Matthew Vaughn thinking?
Nice job! None of you!
This particular fight scene is so poorly constructed, you hope everyone ends up shooting each other, and the movie wraps up here. But sadly, there's still 2 hours to go in this bloated mess. Unfortunately for us, Agent Aiden/Argylle was prepared for everything and parachutes out the back of the caboose with Ellie strapped to his chest. If you listen closely, you can hear the sounds of screenwriter Jason Fuchs fapping to his screenplay. Is it Fuchs or Fuchs? Futches? Fuck it, I don't care. When they finally land in reality, Aiden Wilde breaks it all down for Ellie. See, Ellie's books are eerily close to the moves the evil spy syndicate named the Division are making. Led by Bryan Cranston's director Ritter, the Division was after a MacGuffin Ellie is in possession of, and you don't care about. Aiden, on the other hand, works for Alfie, played by Samuel L. Jackson, and they need Ellie to finish her book so they can stay one step ahead of the Division. You can see where Argylle goes from there. Spoiler alert, the real Agent Argylle is Ellie. She just doesn't know it yet. If you're getting Romancing the Stone meets Long Kiss Goodnight vibes, you're not wrong. And you're better off watching them back to back than whatever this colorful shit spawn from hell is. With more twist than a French braid done by a cripple, you're left with just as many knots in your brain as well as on your head. There are some serious flaws in this screenplay. One can argue the fictional world Ellie creates should be over the top. And you would be right, to some degree, if it wasn't for the fact that Ellie's world, the real one that took its meds, should be grounded. But instead, it's the same over-stylized, highly reliant green screen world. Nothing separates these two from being different. It is the conjoined twins not even Ben Carson could separate. It would have been better if Ellie's cartoonish fantasy of what violence might be is a lot uglier in real life. Or spies don't always have a parachute at the ready when the writer writes themselves into a corner. How about throwing in a dash of real-world consequences to actions, like collateral damage? There you go. Now you have a happy story to take the whole family to. The dialogue is atrocious from the first beat, filled with cliches and not much imagination. "You and I are not so different" is a line dropped faster than a needle to kick off some pop music during an action sequence. "It seems we serve the same master" is another line. I would print this screenplay out just to burn it in my fireplace, but I would be arrested for purposely polluting my neighborhood. And the more Matthew Vaughn tries to explain away the script with cheap CGI and throwing the kitchen sink at the screen, the less fun it is. It's more like visual diarrhea for you to sift through trying to find that one corn kernel that you can call a gem. It looks more like an ad for a luxury store that sells knockoff items than it does a movie. And much like purchasing something from those ads, it all falls apart the moment you lay eyes on it. There's no great reason why to have this parallel narrative. It's all showmanship for the sake of showmanship. Matthew Vaughn and Jason Fuchs are giving each other the Dutch rudder, and Apple gladly paid $200 million to sit and watch. Maybe it wasn't a spelling error after all. Argylle's proof you can have an all-star cast but need a talented writer and a director that is grounded for them to be properly effective on screen. The clock is ticking on Henry Cavill's career, and it can't take too many more hits like this.
Fuck.
If you enjoyed this video, you go ahead and smash that like button. While you're done doing that, hit the subscribe button. And then, after that, share this with your friends, family, people you hate. Maybe you don't like my content and just want to waste somebody's time. Do it. Share it. Thank you. It is much appreciated. I'm out of here.
Cat ladies always die alone. The cats figure it out.